All right, for our next sequence, we're going to go into a lapel grab. This is more of what you're going to see when you start studying fight films online, or if you've already been doing it. You've probably seen them grabbing a hold of clothing and pounding with the other hand. All right. This is a legitimately good technique. Why? Because this hand gives me my range. No matter where he moves, I know where he is to hit him. Okay? But it's easy to counter with, again, clinching skills. Now, you're going to notice something. Whenever we do this, Glenn Jr. is setting it up to punch with his right arm. So, depending on whose statistics you look at, it's 80 to 90% of the world is right-handed. So when we think about training, the majority of our time should be set up against somebody who's right-handed. But we still need to figure out how to deal with it on the other side. So you could use a mirror image, or you might need to work a different skill set because, as we talked about, because you have a dominant side, you react differently on each side. I do have a pet peeve. I'll show you what it is. Glenn Jr., if I can borrow you. So you're going to find that people often do this, and I'm not putting them down, I'm just pointing something out, okay? Is they grab with this hand and threaten with this hand. This is 10 to 20% of the world, okay? They do it this way because sometimes they're working a technique on this arm. And the reason why they're doing that is because their right arm is great at, let's say, striking or hooking and whatever else they're going into, okay? This hand's great at doing it. They don't do it on this side because this hand is not great at doing it. Well, that's 80 to 90% of the world. So this is the side that we need to make sure that we take care of, okay? So again, I'm not putting anybody down. Maybe I'm enlightening some people to go, oh yeah, I didn't think about that statistically, okay? This is very important. We need to look at what the threat is out there, and that's going to guide our training. So again, he's got me by the collar. There's my threat. So this is what I've got to take care of first. Because if I start messing with this arm, he's pounding on me with that hand. That's just, if I'm trying to do something like this, I'm getting pounded, all right? That's my only issue with this. If it was a low level of threat here, okay, then yes, there's actually a technique from Nahanji Shodan that deals with this situation, okay? It's the stacked hands position, okay? We can come in, take him into the stacked hands position, all right? So, and it works fine, but there is a time period when I'm doing this that he's punching. So I need to make sure that this is stopped up. So as soon as I get grabbed, I don't wait. I don't wait for the punch. I just, boom, immediately get that shoulder stop in. Now, if I switch the sides, look at where we are. I've shoulder stopped him. Look at this opening right here, all right? This gives me my chance to go right into my underhook, all right? Now, you might be going, hey, he's still got a hold of your clothing. Yeah, but he can't do anything with it, all right? Matter of fact, he feels stupid because he's like this, okay? So in this situation, I shoulder stop, I kind of under the underhook, my head is in. This hand, all right, can be in a couple different places. It can be winding up this arm to keep him from striking. It can be grabbing the back of this arm and pulling it in. Okay, which is actually what I'm going to do for the technique, okay? What I probably don't want to do is be here, okay, because my ribs are exposed, all right? I could change it to an underhook in reverse collar, which takes that arm out of the situation as well. And these are all skill sets that you know. I think what we'll do is use the second Nahanji throw in this case, all right? So we're here, he's got a hold of me, boom, the minute I see that I'm in. I'm setting him up with some knee strikes. I'm going to back my hips in right here, okay? So you may have noticed that I had him by the neck, but look at where my body position was. You can back up the video, okay? I want to make this point because I said about this getting hit in the ribs, right, from here. But notice I was over where? Here. And I'm kneeing him at that moment, which is helping to negate this punch, okay? So remember, this is all very dynamic, and you know, there's no guarantee that you're not going to get hit. So we want to make sure, just saying this because as we work anything, I don't want you to think that there's a perfect situation. There isn't. And the more you clinch fight, the more you're going to find out. The better he gets at clinch fighting, the better I've got to raise my game. Okay, so we're here. Boom, I'm in. Bam, I'm kneeing him. Now I back my hips in. Notice my hand changed from the shoulder to the waist, okay? I'm going to chop this leg back, hook here, and at this point, I might just throw him and run, okay? Because if he only threatened to punch, all right, it may not be worth sticking around trying to take this thing further on, okay? You've got to make some decisions about what makes sense to you. If you've got a chance to escape, might make the most sense. Maybe you're with your wife or you're with your children and you can't really escape. And then you've got to subdue somebody. So lots of different situations you have to think about what's important for you. Let's do the reverse side. Actually, let's go on this angle right here, okay? So, what am I using out of the kata? Come around this way. So when he's got me here, got me here. Some people could say that, you know, this is this, but to me that's taking it a little far. I'm not sure that that makes sense. This is really a backhanded motion, but you guess you could look at it like it's that, okay? We're underhooking, so we're using the single position. I'm using the chambered hand to pull his arm towards me. I'm switching in to the hip and waist control, so that's Nahanji. So I'm doing that second Nahanji throw, all right? And then I'm getting out of dodge. Please help us continue to bring you some great videos by subscribing to our channel and sharing our videos.